obviously there's a lot of practical stuff in your books
Yes.
about making medicines, processing food, hunting, making tools. So how much of that have you tried out yourself, and how easy did you find it if you did try it out?
Well, I tried out quite a bit, and it's not easy. It's not easy. I have knapped, you know, a blade out of obsidian, not flint. Flint's a little harder, but it's similar material. And I know one of the best flint knappers or stone tool makers in America, whose name is Eric Callahan. And he actually, I asked him, because I have a character, you know, John Delar in this book is becoming a teacher. He's going to be teaching other people how to make stone tools. So I asked Eric if I could observe him teaching a class. And he said, sure, come on. But what he did, he made a surprise for me. And when I got there, he had this piece of obsidian, and it was this kind of a flake-shaped thing. And he did one knock, and out came this beautiful flake, this with sharp edges. And he said, that's a Neanderthal type tool. And he said, don't ever let anybody tell you that their tools are any easier to make than the Cro-Magnon. They're slightly different, but they were not any easier to make. But he had that prepared to show me. That was, you know, wonderful. I've done things like, I've, you know, wanted to know how to survive in the north and the cold and the snow, so there was a guy giving a class in wilderness survival in the snow. His profession had been to teach the military how to survive if they, you know, landed in a cold area. And he was teaching a class at the Oregon Museum of Science and Industry that we call OMSI. And I saw this, and I told my husband, I said, we're going to go spend a night on Mount Hood. And he said, oh, you are you? And I said, yes, we are. And we did. And we find out that snow is a very good insulator, and that if you tamp it together, and we built snow caves. And he also showed me, how do you build a fire on top of snow? You know, it's an interesting process. I'll tell you quickly. You dig down deep, you dig out all that snow, and then you start getting branches like pine branches or fir, some kind of coniferous tree, and you put them in, and then you put a layer of snow on top and another layer of branches and another layer of snow until it comes up to the top. And then you lay logs or small pieces of wood in one direction and then across it, and now you've got a platform to build a fire. And you can build it and it'll last about a day. So those are some of the things. I've also collected wild foods and learned how to prepare some of them. But again, these are with classes. I don't go out myself and just pick plants at, you know, at random. I've tried to educate myself to do it right. And I've actually made leather. I've made buckskin out of a deer hide, using the brains as the softening process. And I will tell you, first of all, you know, he made us squish those brains with our hands. So you're going, yuck, 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 you know, but you're doing it. And you add some water to it, and then you take this prepared hide that you've scraped, and you put it in this bucket of water and brains, and all of a sudden, instead of going, yuck, you're going, hey, because it was softening in your hands. You could feel the difference. And, you know, and I wonder, who was the guy who first invented that? You know, it was...
Or woman, I guess.
Or woman, yeah. Guy in the generic sense.
The American sense, yes.